experience. October we had National Coming Out Day, and I know that sometimes in the lives of like young gays, young lesbians, that sometimes that it's a little bit of a difficult experience. Was that a difficult experience for you?
It was more of a process than an experience. It took many years for me to actually get to the point where I could say I was gay. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really any one main event. I mean, there was the moment that I did confirm with my mom what she had been suspecting for a long time. Mm-hmm. She actually tried to get me to come out many times before I actually did, because she saw that I had been struggling with my identity from a young age and struggling to figure out my place in the world and why I felt I was so different from the other boys that I knew at school. You know, I always just knew that there was something different about me, and I didn't really know what it was, but I knew that I didn't necessarily like all the typical things that the other boys liked, and I definitely liked hanging out with girls a lot because they were just fun, and it was like, I wasn't a very aggressive kid, but I liked to have fun. I loved to sing and dance and listen to music and just have fun things like roller skate and jump rope and, you know, stupid things that kids do, you know what I mean? But I, as I was getting older, getting into my early adolescence, preteen years, it's like it was becoming clearer to me that I was definitely different from the other guys, and I was starting to experience crushes on boys and things. But
do you remember your first crush?
On a boy? No. It was, I mean, no. But here's the thing, though. It's like, from a young age, I started having girlfriends, though. Like, girlfriends. Like, boyfriend-girlfriend situation. So it's like, even though I was very much in the back of my mind aware that I liked boys, I did not, I always wanted to be the good kid. Or not to be the good kid, but I just didn't want to be a bad kid. And I think I was 9 when I first learned what gay was. Because up until that point, I had no idea that 2 guys or 2 girls could be together. Like, I had no clue about it. Like, I always just thought it was a man and a woman, and that's just the way it worked, and that was that.
So did you feel the need to suppress that because you didn't want your mother to like think badly of you, or because you honestly couldn't face it with yourself?
Both, all of it. It was a combination of it, of all of those things. I just didn't want anyone to think negatively of me because I was always such a happy kid and always got along great with everybody and loved all my family members, and I just didn't want anyone to think anything bad of me. And I was 9 when I first learned what gay was, and I learned what it was and immediately that it was this horrible bad thing in like one sentence.
So you always had a negative association with gay?
Well, from the first time that I learned what it was absolutely explained to me that it was this horrible bad thing. And I was immediately, like something clicked, like when I learned the possibility of being gay, but then immediately it was like, don't even think about it. Like, that won't be me. Like, I remember consciously thinking, like, something clicked, and then, like, step 1 was something resonated, and then step 2 was immediate denial. Like, that will not be me. That's not me. I'm not going to go there. That's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a good kid. I'm not going to be the bad kid. I'm not going to be this horrible.
So it definitely was a process.
Oh, yeah. So from about 9 on, I was just very conflicted in my life and, you know, trying to do all the things that I thought I needed to do to be the good kid and, you know, having girlfriends and things like that, and just really going the route, going what I thought I was supposed to do at that time in my life. And so, like 13, I had my first serious relationship with a girl, and did everything, lost my virginity, first kiss, first everything, and that lasted a little over a year, and you know, I thought I was in love.
So how long did it take you? Like how old were you when you actually said, okay, I'm gay?
Well, I first started experimenting with boys when I was 15, so that was like the first step.
After the relationship, right?
Oh yeah. After the relationship, definitely. But it was like, I don't know, it was sort of like living a double life because I still had all my guy friends that I was hanging out with, and you know, we were always talking about girls and sex and things, and you know, and I'm still very much going through the motions of what I thought I should do, even though I'm just like lusting after like every boy at school. I shouldn't say that. They're all friending me now on Facebook. It's a long time ago.
But they're like, well, now you know the truth.
Ancient history. Ancient history. I won't say anything. But it wasn't until I was actually about 17 that I said the word. Like, it came out of my mouth. Like, because I just couldn't. And actually, here's the thing: is that when I didn't initially come out as gay. I came out as bi.
Oh.
Like, because that was sort of like a safe area for me. It was like, okay, I could still do what I wanted to, but still kind of be normal. And so that was like a safe place for me to sort of edge my way into it.
So would you say that bisexuality is more acceptable than being gay, like from a male point of view?
Well, at the age that I am now, I can say that I don't think that, well, okay, I think if you're a straight man, bisexuality is cool if you're a girl. Because it comes back to him, you know what I mean? But I still think there's very much a stigma against bisexuality in men. And I think almost even more so than being gay. Because it's like, I think for a lot of people it's like it's fine if you're gay because then they're not concerned with you. It's like they're on different playing fields. But it's like if you're bi, it's sort of like...
Yeah, because oftentimes I've heard this in at like lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender meetings that whenever it's a gay man that okay, gay guys, oh, they're cool, they're funny, but then like a bisexual, like from a female point of view, bisexual girl is always perceived as automatically promiscuous. Yeah. But then also, and then if you're a guy and if the guy is bisexual, then no, he's not bisexual, he's just gay. Yeah.
Well, that's the perception is that. And for me, it's like I really think that everyone leans predominantly one way or the other. Like, you can be bisexual. Like, I guess in a certain respect I am bisexual because I have had sex with women and girls over the years. I haven't done it in a very long time, but I'm just saying it's like I had those experiences and they were great and they were fun, so I didn't have an issue with it. Other than I knew ultimately I wanted to be with a guy. So in that respect, it's like I think you can experiment and have your fun as long as you're safe about it and everyone's consensual and it's all, you know, above water. Then I think it's cool. But it's like if you're being devious about it, in the sense that you're hiding things from people and you're doing things behind people's back, that can get shaky because you know then you're talking about potential health issues. Right. You know, talking even along the lines of the whole DL phenomenon, the whole down low thing. It doesn't just apply to that because it's like, I mean, even if you don't identify with that, there's still lots of guys out there that, do that still. Still have their wives at home, but, like to have a little fun with the neighbor kid down the street, like, it's just, I think it's sort of a hidden thing within our society. Not necessarily hidden, but it's just something that people don't really, like, seem to want to acknowledge. Right. I think there's a lot more male bisexuality out there than is let on. And do you think
that has a lot to do with the fact that the coming out process is very difficult for, not just males, like for everybody, I guess.
Well, in my case, it was just a way for me to be able to have my cake and eat it too at the time. But I ultimately came to very quickly after coming out as bi, I would say within 6 months, I was like, no, I'm gay. No, it's cool, I'm gay. Because, there was an experience with the girl, and she was like, come on, you're bi, right? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, then let's go. And I was like, I don't want to.
So she wasn't just ugly?
No, not at all. She was beautiful. She was actually a very good friend of mine, so... No, it was all good in that respect. So it was like, it sort of occurred to me that it was like, okay, if you're not into this, if you're not wanting this, I mean, I did it. I went ahead and did it. But it was just like, I just knew that it wasn't for me. It's like I was finally old enough and accepting enough of who I was to be able to say, okay, this is who I am, and that's okay.